Hey everybody, it's Bonnie back with another video. And about a month or two ago, when I made my last video that I actually made, I said I was going to do a book review, so that's what we're going to do today. This is The Good Girl's Guide to Getting Lost, a memoir of 3 continents, 2 friends, and 1 expected adventure. It was by Rachel Friedman, and I decided I wanted to review this book because it was just so funny, it was so great, and it made me feel in a way like I'm not as crazy as I feel like I am sometimes. So this book was about a girl. She's older now. I want to say she's probably like middle-aged. I'd say she was probably about 40 or 50 if I had to guess. I don't know. I didn't actually look it up. I should have. But it was written on what it was like for her when she was in college. So at one point in college, I think it was between her sophomore and junior year, she decided she wanted to go on a trip during her summer. She went to Ireland and she met this girl from Australia and they became best friends. And it ends up with her traveling to Australia. She takes some time off school, and then her and her friend from Australia, they then also travel South America. And the whole time, basically, her family's telling her how crazy she is, telling her she needs to, plan her future and, be more business oriented and not so, basically so much of a free will. And she was just very rebellious against that. She knew who she was, or knew that she didn't know who she was in many cases, and she enjoyed the freedom of traveling as a way to learn that. And it was really interesting because she would talk about the different cultures and how difficult it was to fit in, how people viewed Americans, and this was written like her perspectives were about 20 years ago when she was in these places, but it was still interesting to see how people viewed Americans then in these ways, and in many ways I still view us that way now. She was also just really funny, and I was constantly finding myself laughing, and my roommate or one of my friends would look over me, I'm just laughing at a book, and they're like, what? And I'd try to explain it, but if you hadn't read the whole thing, you didn't really get it. And it was just really well written to me. I enjoyed that I could just laugh at the book and say I feel that way and I relate to her, and in so many ways it made me want to just follow in her footsteps. Like, I was really sad that I was reading it during quarantine, and currently I am still not allowed to explore these places because of COVID, but this book has just made me want to explore that much more, and now I feel this urge to save up a travel fund. That way, whenever COVID ends, maybe I will go to South America, because that's been on my list for a while. I've been really wanting to go to South America for a while, and hearing her experiences and reading it, it was just really inspiring and just made me want to explore the world that much more. And it kind of reminded me that this is my life. I'm not on this timeline of graduate by this age, have a good job by this age, and I feel like that put it into perspective, because this was somebody else doing it, and now as an adult, a real adult, she's able to say that she doesn't regret it and her life turned out okay because she had these experiences. And I feel like a lot of times that side of it's not really expressed to young people, so it was nice to be reminded that my life can be okay if I go and adventure and nurture what I want, and my mental side and my emotional side, not just my educational side, so to speak. So I really enjoyed that book. I'm working on a couple other books right now that I'm reading. If you have any books you would like to suggest, definitely drop them down below. My goal is to read at least 20 new books this year, so I gotta hit a few more still. And can always go over that. It's always just more education the more you read. So I hope if this sounds good to you, you should definitely check it out. I really enjoyed it. It was super funny, really inspiring, especially if you enjoy travel. And yeah, comment below any books you would love for me to read. I would love to check them out. I will talk to you guys again soon.